Guys, here we are going to see about the fuel. Definition, classification, calorific value and characteristic of the fuel. So let's see one by one. In our daily life we use here the so many fuels like wood, charcoal, petrol, diesel, CNG, etc. So what about this fuel? So fuel, it is a combustible substance containing carbon as a main constituent which on burning gives large amount of heat or energy. So it is a chemical substance which is on combustion produces large amount of heat or energy called as a fuel. Combustion, it is a exothermic and oxidation process. So this is a definition of the fuel. Next one, that is classification of fuel. So on the basis of origin or occurrence, the fuels get classified into the two different categories. Okay, the first primary called as a natural fuel, second secondary, it is also called as a derived or man-made fuel. On the basis of their origin or occurrence, we get here the two main classes, primary and secondary fuel. So primary fuels means which are found in nature, whereas secondary fuels which are derived from the primary fuels by further chemical processing. On the basis of their physical state, primary as well as the secondary fuel get classified into the three different categories: solid, liquid and gaseous. So which are the example for each? Wood, peat, coal, lignite. So these are the solid primary fuel. Whereas petroleum, that is crude oil, vegetable oil, these are the examples of the liquid primary fuel. Natural gas, it is a single example of gaseous primary fuel. Coke, charcoal, solid secondary fuel. Tar, kerosene, diesel, petrol, naphtha, these are the liquid secondary fuel. Coal gas, biogas, water gas, producer gas, CNG, LPG, all these are the example of the gaseous secondary fuel. So this is classification of the fuel on the basis of their origin as well as a physical state. Now next main important property of the fuel, that is calorific value. So what is calorific value? It is in short capital CV. Okay, so it is the total amount of heat is liberated on complete combustion of unit mass of solid and liquid fuel or unit volume of gaseous fuel at STP. So it is called as a calorific value of fuel. So there are the two types of the calorific value. First one, higher, it is also called as a gross calorific value, and second, that is lower, it is also called as net calorific value. So what is gross calorific value? It is the total amount of heat is obtained or liberated, okay, on complete combustion of unit mass of solid and liquid fuel or unit volume of gaseous fuel at STP, and the products of combustion are cooled to room temperature, which is 15 degrees centigrade. So this is called as a gross calorific value of fuel. What is net calorific value of fuel? It is a total amount of heat is liberated, okay, on complete combustion of unit mass of solid and liquid fuel or unit volume of gaseous fuel at STP, and the products of combustion are allowed to escape with the some amount of heat. So this is called as a net calorific value. Okay, so there are the two types of the calorific value. First, that is gross, and second, net calorific value. So in short, GCV, and for the gross calorific value, similarly NCV, capital NCV, it is for the net calorific value. Now what is the relation between GCV and NCV? So we write here the formula NCV, that is equal to GCV minus in bracket 0.09 multiplied by percentage of hydrogen in a fuel multiplied by latent heat of water. Okay, next one, so which are the units of the calorific values? Okay, so for the solid or liquid fuel we use here the same units, whereas for the gaseous fuel we use here the different fuels units. So we take here the system like CGS, MKS and SI. So in CGS system, for the solid as well as the liquid fuel we take the unit calorie per gram. In MKS, kilocalorie per kilogram, and in SI joule per kilogram. Whereas for the gaseous fuel in CGS we take here the calorie per liter, MKS kilocalorie per meter cube, and in SI we take here the joules per meter cube. So we know the standard equation, 1 calorie per gram, that is equal to 1 kilocalorie per kilogram, which is equal to 4.18 kilojoule per kilogram. So latent heat of the water vapor, we take the value here 587, which is calorie per gram, or in kilocalorie per kilogram, we take here the same value, that is 587, but it is in kilojoule per kilogram, that is 2450. Okay, so this is all about here, that is CV, types of CV and units of the calorific value. Now come to the next point here, the characteristic of the good fuel. Okay, so good fuel should contain the high calorific value, and it is depends upon the carbon, okay, percentage of the carbon in fuel. Suppose there is a percentage of the carbon is high, then we get here the high CV for that fuel. Second one, it should contain the moderate ignition temperature. So ignition temperature, it is the lowest temperature at which your fuel start combustion continuously. So good fuel should contain the moderate ignition temperature. Next one, it should contain the low moisture content. Suppose in your fuel, moisture content it is very high, then it decreases the calorific value and it is not good for such a fuel. So for good fuel, moisture content should be very low. Okay, similarly volatile matter should be low. Next one, velocity of the combustion is controllable. Okay, so if the velocity of combustion is low, then the required temperature may not be attained quickly, as part of the heat liberated may get radiated. Okay, so if the velocity of the combustion is very high, then the liberated heat may not be utilized properly. Therefore for a combustion therefore for the continuous supply of the heat, the fuel should have the moderate velocity of the combustion. Okay, next one, harmless product of the combustion. So good fuel should not form harmful products of the combustion like CO, SO2, H2S, etc. Next one, no ash. So ash content, it is a uncombustible material, it is in the form of silica or metal oxide. Suppose it is in high amount in your fuel, then it also decreases the calorific value, and again ash disposal, it is very problematic. So for the good fuel, it should be very low. Next one, the good fuel should be easy for the transportation, it should be easily available, it should contains very low cost. Okay, and it should be used in IC, that is internal combustion engine. So these are the characteristic of the good fuel. So I will stop here. Thank you.